So there are two very different kinds of content creators on YouTube. Type 1 is the one that optimizes for views, fames, followers, and in the process of getting really big audience, they'll start making some money. But creator 2 is a very different type of creator, and they don't care about views, followers, none of that stuff. What they care about is building a business on YouTube so they can help their customers through their services and their products. That's it. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a YouTube channel of buyers, not viewers. And so like I mentioned before, I'm the creator type 2. And so I don't care about views, fame, none of that stuff. And that's exactly how I was able to build a YouTube business with a micro YouTube channel. So as you can see, this channel has 3,700 subscribers, not many views whatsoever. But last month, I was able to make over $21,000 in net profit with the business just through getting clients through YouTube. If that's you, if you want to be the type of creator that doesn't care about views, fame, none of that stuff, I'm going to show you how you can build the audience of buyers, not viewers. So let me just quickly break down the difference so you know what makes an influencer as opposed to a business owner on YouTube. If you're an influencer, you have to monetize through becoming famous, getting views, all that stuff. And so the type of content that you make is very different from a business owner. So what you're trying to do is anything that gets you views, entertainment, viral type of content, clickbait, brain rot, all that stuff. And as a consequence of that, the type of audience that you're going to build from that is just people that are interested in your content, like followers, fans. And what you're optimizing here is just virality, views, and lots of subscribers. Now, how most influencers monetize is through like YouTube AdSense. So the ads running on your videos, YouTube pays you an amount, and also they do a lot of brand deals. And so what they're doing is trying to get as big as possible so that a brand deal will pay them for the eyeballs on their videos, just to place a random ad on their videos, and that's it. Now, let me show you the complete opposite. And this is kind of how I've been running my business on YouTube. For me, I don't care about being an influencer, and my vehicle here is building a cash flow business. And it just so happens to be that how I acquire clients is through YouTube. Now, the type of content that I've been putting out is educational, niche content. It could also be around your passion, your area of expertise, a skill, a service. And so the type of content that you're putting out is way more specific. And it's not so much about being entertainment or getting tons of views. Now, for me, I don't care about optimizing to getting followers, fans, like a big audience. What I care about is getting customers. And through the content I'm putting out, what I'm trying to do is drive traffic to my offers. And so how I monetize, how I've been able to monetize that small YouTube channel with 3,700 subscribers is through helping customers, through helping my audience solve a specific problem. And so what I'm trying to do is sell products and services that helps the audience. And so this way, not only do I make money as a business owner, but I can also create impact for my clients, my customers, which is way more fulfilling, in my opinion, than just getting views, becoming famous, and not helping your audience. And so I presume if you're watching this video, you want to be the type of creator that builds a business that helps their audience and that doesn't care about views, AdSense, and that can monetize in a more effective way on YouTube. And so the thing is, I've actually tried both paths in the past. I've done the creator influencer type of content and I've done the educational types. And so let me just kind of share the difference of what the results were. And so a little while back, I was doing like influencer motivational type of content, TikToks. Like I got millions of views on TikTok. I had multiple TikTok accounts with like 10,000 followers, like a lot of followers. And I also had a big YouTube channel with like 17,000 subscribers. Now at the time, I didn't know there was two different type of creators. And what I was trying to do is just follow the advice everybody was telling me at the time. Get views, go viral, try to go as big as possible. And in the process, you'll make some money with AdSense and all that stuff. What ended up happening is with TikTok, I made $0. Even though I was getting tons of views, attention, likes, comments, I wasn't making any money from those TikTok accounts. And with my YouTube channel, the one that had like 17,000 subscribers, I was barely able to crack $500, maybe $1,000. And I was making a little bit of money with the channel, but I wasn't able to make enough so I could quit my job, none of that stuff. And so that's kind of when I realized that I was building the wrong type of audience. I had a huge audience on YouTube, 17,000 subscribers, huge audience on TikTok, but I wasn't able to monetize that audience to make money from those channels. So let me show you how I did this shift, how I started a new channel, way smaller, that made me way more money, like 20 or 30 times as much money with like a quarter of the subscribers. And so how we do this is by approaching YouTube completely different. And so these two videos right here are completely different. So this is Mr. Beast. He does some cool YouTube videos, but what influencers do is that they create interesting content. So when you look at this thumbnail, you're quite interested. It kind of piques my curiosity. Would you risk your running for $500,000? And the thumbnail is really crazy, like it pops and they're optimizing for CTR, retention, conversion, getting as many people to click on that video. And so the type of content that I'm creating now with my new YouTube channel, the very small YouTube channel, is content around helping business owners with their website. So this is very specialized niche content. You can see like it only has 1,800 views and it only solves a pain and a problem. It's not meant to be entertaining. It's not meant to get a lot of views. And so you can see that this has 154 million views and this one only has 1,800 views. So main difference here is that viewers are interested in this type of content, but here with this type of content, viewers are interested in solving a problem. And so the type of views that you're getting are way more qualified, way more specific. So for this video, how I build awesome websites for my clients in Go High Level is very, very specific. I'm trying to help business owners know how to build websites for their clients in Go High Level, which if you don't know what Go High Level is, it's just a software people use to build websites, run their agencies, that kind of stuff. So I'm helping a very specific type of person, an agency owner, with their websites. And of course, that kind of content's never gonna go viral, but it doesn't matter because from this video, I probably made like $4,000 or $5,000 helping business owners with their websites. Okay, so the method I'm using for bringing buyers into my channel as opposed to viewers is around 3 things. So these 3 things right here. Now, the first one is my videos are around a specific problem they're trying to solve. So imagine somebody has a problem with their websites, their agency, and they need to solve this issue. They need to have better websites for their clients. So that's kind of what I was doing back then. My content was around helping a specific problem for a specific person. And these people already had that problem. So they go on YouTube and they're already looking for a solution. That's how you get customers into your channel. People that already have a problem, they're looking for a solution on YouTube. Now, this could be anything like, let's say you're a mortgage broker and people are looking for a mortgage broker in their area. They could go on YouTube and find you. This could be if you're an accountant, somebody has a problem with their accounting for their small business in Canada, then you could help them. That's a very specific problem somebody's looking to solve. So that's the main difference. So with interesting content, influencers, they're just trying to pique your curiosity and they put a really cool video, cool idea, and you're kind of interested in the video, but you're not trying to solve anything specific. Now, the second thing that I do to get buyers into my channel is that I have a solution for the problem that I'm helping them solve. And this solution is way better than anything else on the market. And so you might be wondering, okay, but how do I do something? How do I present a solution that's better than anything else on the market? There's a couple ways on how to do it. The first one is make your product better than everybody else's. The second one is make it faster and easier for the fulfillment than everybody else on the market. The next one is by reducing the effort a prospect, a customer would have to do to get the desired outcome. So let's say for me, if it was websites, what I could do is build an insane template, which is something that I actually did, built an awesome template for agency owners. And so for them, they would just buy the template. It was ready to go, minimal effort on their end, and they would just quickly customize, change their logo, and it was ready to go. So if you can reduce the effort of your customers, that's also going to make you stand out in the market. And finally, another way you can make your product better is just by delivering more value. So whatever somebody's paying and you're delivering way more value, that's going to make your product better. And so what I call this is the value to price ratio. And usually I go for 5x or more, but I'll explain this in a bit in more detail. And finally, how do you bring buyers into your channel? It's just by having an expertise, a skill that you can help them with. And this comes from experience, from helping others, but mostly people are trying to look for evidence, for proof that you've done the thing that you're claiming to do on YouTube. And so I don't know if you've ever come across this type of videos. Alex Hormozi is like a huge business owner, but I've seen videos of people trying to break down his strategies. And more often than not, those videos don't do well because they're speaking not from experience, but from observing from afar. So this type of content doesn't resonate as well because they're speaking about somebody else's stuff as opposed to themselves. And so that's the third thing that is very important. If you have evidence, if you have proof, if you have the skill of what you're teaching on YouTube, that's how you bring buyers. People that are going to trust you with their business, people that are going to trust you can deliver, is through that proof, through that experience. So for me, what this looked like is I was really good at building websites. I had the evidence. I knew how to close. I knew how to run a web design agency. And so people came to me as somebody that had experience, somebody that had the skill, as somebody that had the knowledge. And so they trusted me when they came to my YouTube channel. And so this type of content where you're talking about someone else and you're not talking about your own experience, how you have the expertise, how you have the skill, is not going to help you. It's not going to help you get buyers because people are not going to trust you if you haven't done the thing yourself that you're claiming you know how to do. So that's why a video of Alex Hormozi talking about himself, his businesses, is way better than somebody else trying to talk about it from afar, from distance, kind of what they're able to observe. How do we do this? So we do this by using a different formula. Thing is, because we're no longer focusing on views, but we're focusing on income, cash flow, revenue, we need to use a different type of formula. And so if you're an influencer, kind of the formula that you're using right now is you're creating content on YouTube, to get tons of views. And from those views, you'll get like AdSense sponsorships, and then you'll make a bit of cash at the end. Now, the formula for YouTube business is completely different. We start with the business itself, the offer, the product, the who do we help, the avatar, how do we help them, what kind of offers we have, services, the products. We start with that first. We know exactly who we're trying to help. And now we start creating content around that on YouTube so that we can start getting qualified views, not just any kind of views, entertainment, trying to find very specific type of viewers into our channel. And in the process of that, we generate cash. We sell our products, our services to those qualified prospects. So the formula we're using is completely different. Now, something that I've noticed on YouTube from other influencers, big creators, is that they don't want to sell to their audience. They don't like promoting stuff. They don't want to sell products. They don't want to feel like they're salesy on their YouTube videos. But the thing is, that's the wrong kind of mindset. If your offer, your products, your services are actually good, you're doing a disservice to your audience by not selling them. And so for me with web design, I was actually helping the audience through my services. They came to me. They love my websites. They love my templates. They love when I help them one-on-one. What you're trying to do is you're trying to help your audience. So why wouldn't you want to sell them something that's going to help them out? That's the type of mindset you should have when you're creating a YouTube channel, a business around your channel. And so that's kind of how I think about it. If your offer is really good, then your clients, your audience is going to receive it really well. If your offer sucks and your product sucks, then of course you're going to feel bad trying to sell something, trying to push a product that you don't believe in. And I'm going to show you how to do this the right way. So for me, my rule of thumb is the value somebody should be getting is 5x compared to the price they're paying. So if somebody's paying you $1, what they should be getting out is $5 worth of value. And so this is a quick example. This is an actual product that I sell on my website, on that YouTube channel. And this is a website template for agency owners. And for me, I wanted to price it very cheap, very affordable for agency owners so that I could get that multiplier of 5x, 5 times the value of what they're paying. And so this cost $297 on my store, but the value agency owners are getting out of this is insane. And at least they're getting $1,485, which is 5x the price of the actual website. Now, how I calculated this is if an agency owner were to go to a web design agency and get a website done for them, they would charge them between $1,500 to maybe $5,000 for a website. Now, what I did is I created such a good template that people were happy to pay $297 because what a web designer would have charged them would be way more, and the quality of the website they were getting was really high end. And so this is how you sell stuff that people want to buy, that they get excited about, that you shouldn't feel bad about selling to your audience. If you're good at what you do, which I presume you do, if you're trying to start a YouTube channel, a business around it, I presume you're good at what you do, you are doing a big disservice to the market by not selling your products. And so let me just show you a quick email that I received from one of my actual clients very recently, like 2 weeks ago. And so he said, hey, I wanted to say thank you for the communication. We helped him with one of his websites. And what he said actually proved what I'm saying is that he was so happy with what he received, the value he received from the websites, the service, the support, is that he reached out to tell us where he could leave a 5-star review to help me support my brand and my business. And so think about that. Not only did he reach out to me to thank me for the websites, the services, but he also wanted to leave me a review. So that's how cool it is when you build a YouTube channel and you build a business around it where you're helping people, you're helping your audience, you're creating an impact. Now I have tons of reviews, but I wanted to show you a few of them, like 5-star review. These guys are amazing. I have a great experience with them with my new website. I love their customer service. Very pleased with my new website. Love the design, ease of navigation, all this stuff. Thanks again. Here's another one. Great products, but overall amazing people. Would 100% choose them again. Here's a really cool one. Super responsive, very helpful with their guides. Definitely helped me elevate my website. But not just that, I've been following them religiously on their YouTube channel. So much valuable content. Shout out to Rico and Juan. Rico is just my business owner. He's my brother. We run 2 different channels around web design. But see how people are really happy about the products that we sell? That's how you should feel when you're selling to your audience. Okay, but how do you come up with a product that people want to buy, that your audience gets really excited about, they get lots of value from? So there's a couple things that I did. The first one is I understood my prospects' problem better than they did themselves. So what this means is when somebody went to get help with their websites on YouTube, they found my channel and they found that everything that I was talking about was resonating with them. They even realized problems that they didn't have with their current websites. And they also realized that what I was offering was much better than anything else they could have done on their own. And so for me, what this meant is I became obsessed about building websites for agencies, and I knew exactly what they needed. And so when an agency owner comes across my YouTube channel, my content, they instantly resonated with it, and they noticed that my solution was what they've been looking for all along. And so that's how you create a really good product, by becoming really obsessed with what you're doing, by understanding your problems that you're trying to solve for your prospects, and by presenting that on YouTube. That's how you come up with a good product. And so thinking like that is kind of the main difference between just posting random content on YouTube, trying to get views, whatever it takes, and then trying to make some money with AdSense. We always think about the business first, the prospect, the problem they're facing, becoming obsessed about it, and then we create the content so that we can help them. And so that right there is how I built a very small YouTube channel around a skill, around something that's really boring like web design. If you're a business owner, if you're a creator and you're trying to build a business around it on YouTube, around your passion, a skill, a service, about your area of expertise, you should focus on all this stuff and start thinking about YouTube in a different way. And so that's kind of how I did it with that channel. And if you're a business owner, a freelance, a creator, and you want us to help you personally implement this into your YouTube channel, just click the first link in my bio.